And tonight we've got some lovely ghost stories for everybody. Two real shockers. And to tell you the ghost stories is John Morgan. All right, John?
Good evening, Gary. Good evening, everybody.
Just see if there's anybody.
Right,
Yeah.
shall I carry on, Guy?
Yep.
Oh, no, we go, that's right. We give it a couple of minutes, shall we? It's 10 o'clock. Shall we start, Gary?
Okay, John, you can start when you're ready.
Right. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to start by saying this first story has taken a massive amount of courage for this woman, first of all, to write it, then to send it in, and she's been waiting. Now we've been waiting now for 3 to 4 weeks to read this out. Eventually, she's agreed. This is a very small part of it, and hopefully, she'll send us more. So this is called The Thing. We moved from London as there was a better job prospect in Wales for my husband. We moved to a detached house midway on a lane. It was a strange house beside a road that ran to a disused colliery, long capped off now by the defunct National Coal Board. When we moved in, I was pregnant with my first child. She was born later in the year. As my daughter was growing up, she kept on telling us of a friend that would play games with her and change into animals like dogs and cats. Well, we thought she had a great imagination. And she would say the friend was called The Thing, as it did not have a name. Our daughter would play quite happily with her friend Thing, and we could hear her in the playroom laughing. Then, one evening, we felt a chill coming through the house, and it was coming from the playroom. I opened the door to find a message on the chalkboard saying, "Daddy's going to die." I asked my husband what type of sick joke he had written on the board. He said he didn't do it. My daughter was only 6, and it was not her writing. But it didn't look like my husband's writing either. Well, I wiped the board and we went to bed, a little uneasy that night. Well, nothing happened for a few weeks, until there was an awful smell coming from under the living room floor. My husband took up the carpet and a few floorboards, and there was earth under the floor. Well, we were expecting concrete. The earth was smelling like something was dead just under the surface. My husband scraped away the top surface, and he discovered some bones. It was a dog that must have died some years ago, and we thought the previous owner had buried their pet there. So we took the bones out and buried them in a nearby field, respectfully marked it with a cross, and wrote "Doggy, R.I.P." on it. That evening, our daughter was playing with a friend Thing, and I went in to see, and on the chalkboard it said, "I am no, Effing doggy. My daughter could not read it, and I wiped it off and waited for the return of my husband, as he was now working afternoons in the steel plant in Port Talbot. When he came home, I slapped him across his face, shouting, why did he write such a thing on the board? He said it wasn't him, just called me crazy. He slept downstairs for the next few nights. No words were exchanged between us. Then, one afternoon around 5 p.m., my daughter came running in the front room where I was watching TV and said, the thing wants to meet you. Come on, Mum. Well, I got up and went to the room, and on the board was drawn a wolf with red blood in its mouth. It was frightening. It was a frightening drawing, and I could not understand who had drawn it. It must have been my boot of a husband playing a joke on me and my daughter. Look, I must say sorry about the swearing, but that's how I felt at the time. I was petrified. So I would communicate using words on a board, telling my husband he was a fool and he should stop it. He would not speak to me, just walk past and go to his room to read. We exchanged messages on the board for a week or so. And until then, I said, look, this is stupid, and we should stop writing messages on the board and just talk. And he said, what messages? He had not written any messages on the board. Oh, you're at it again, I said. I can't cope with this. So off I went and moved to my sister's house, who was living a few miles away. My daughter was there too, and playing with my sister's son, who was the same age, when one evening he came crying from his bedroom, saying a nasty man had slapped him across his face and called him a nasty name. And he came in and he was asking us what that word meant. We both ran upstairs to find the wallpaper covered in words of all the profanities you could think of. They were all directed at me and my daughter and told us to get home where we belonged. Well, I left my daughter there, and she still lives with her auntie, and we went back to the little house with my husband. And there is much, much more to this account to come. But I feel a little uneasy telling it. Maybe I'll give you some more in the weeks to follow. That's that. That's the first part of the thing. And we can hope that she shows the courage to send us more of that story, because by sharing it, she might be helping herself as well, because they're under a massive amount of strain by the sound of things, you know. So I wouldn't like to be in their shoes, but it's causing massive problems there in the family, and just hope they can get to the bottom of it and maybe then share with us the next installment. So then yesterday I received this story. Not such a story that's left this lady in any fear, because you know the way she's written it just sounds just like one of them things. Well, I'll get on and read it. I've written this one. Sorry, I've named this one because she didn't put a title on it. I named this one "The Woman in Black." She goes, I will say this bit, but she said, "Hi John, I saw your post on Facebook via a friend, and I thought you may be interested in my little ghost story. I was brought up in Port Talbot as a child of a vicar in the 1960s. It was a lovely childhood, with amazing memories of the beach, funfair, and all that went living in Port Talbot in them years gone by. As you can imagine, being a vicar's daughter, the church was a huge part of my upbringing, and every Sunday I'd be in the front pew watching my dad, being in awe of how he spoke and everyone listening. You could hear a pin drop. A lot more people went to the churches in them days. A Sunday was a day of rest. After the service, it was Sunday school, again which I enjoyed. It was my way of life. Anyway, my story starts as long as I can remember being in the Sunday service in the church. I got to know everyone, all the regular churchgoers. That is, except one lady. She always sat at the back of the church. From what I could make out, she was always kneeling and always dressed in black. I was only very young then, so I didn't mention anything to my mum and dad. Well, I didn't mention anyone. Not Mrs. Williams, she'd always pick her nose, nor Mrs. Sullivan, who would seem to cry sometimes during the service. Well, there was no need to. All this was normal to me. Well, this went on for years, right up to when I finished school and was due to go to university in the September. After all these years, Mrs. Williams was still picking her nose, Mrs. Sullivan was still crying, and the old lady was still there kneeling as if in prayer, not talking to anyone, just kneeling with her head bowed. I've thought for a long time how to describe her demeanour, and I came up with solemn. That's what she seemed to me. Anyway, I went to Southampton for university. I thoroughly enjoyed myself there, and without sounding big-headed, I found the lectures and exams well within my capabilities. So Christmas time I came home. I had so much fun catching up with everyone, and on Sunday I went to church. I looked at all the familiar faces, Mrs. Williams, Mrs. Sullivan, but the old lady in the back pew had gone. I thought the worst and that she had passed away, so I said to myself I'd ask my father at lunchtime. So, at lunch later that day, I asked my father what had become of the old lady at the back pew. He looked at me puzzled. I don't know what you mean, he said. So I described her, exactly where she sat, right throughout my childhood, right throughout my teens. My father replied, I pride myself that I know each and every one of my parishioners. I know where they sit. People are a creature of habit. And I know their families also. And I can assure you, no one has sat in that pew for years. And there is no one of that description in my congregation, or ever was. Well, I was dumbfounded. It looks like I imagined that old lady for all my life. Or did I? I've been back numerous times since, and I have never seen her again. If she was from the spirit world, I hope she has found peace, and has found her everlasting happiness. So that was a more gentle ghost story, if you will. No fear, but still a ghost story. But what I'd like to do a minute is, Gary was sent that first story. I received the second story late last night. If we didn't have them two, we wouldn't have had a show tonight. So I'm not asking you to make any up, but I'm asking you if you've got any stories, please send them to Gary or myself. Gary will put a link up after, and you can find me on Facebook. But we do need them because we both enjoy doing this, and it's, again, with this lockdown thing, it is something for you to do as well, to listen to these stories, local stories mostly. So there we are. What do you think of them two, Gary?
Scary. Yeah.
Yeah, that first one obviously was more scary. I think when it's still going on, but I really do feel for that lady because I don't think she knows where to turn, Gary.
No. Um, it's really awkward for her. I know that. And I think, like, I don't think it's her husband.
Nor do I. After reading that, nor do I.
So he's going through it as well, isn't he?
Yeah,
But
yeah. He's taking the blame for something he's doing because one thing puzzled me reading that was when there was something written on the board and he was afternoons.
yeah.
So how would he have done it? See, that's out of everything in that story, he couldn't have done it unless it was. And she's not going to leave the child up there playing from 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
No.
Since before then from midday really. So well, there we are. So,
the other thing, whoever lived there before, if they'd had a dog or whatever, then the carcass would have smelt within a couple of weeks, wouldn't it? Not when somebody had
exactly
just come
right.
into the house. It's weird.
And as you say, they would have smelt that as soon as they walked into the house, not weeks and months later. So I think something's afoot.
Yeah, it's scary. I'm not going there, John, but you can go there. Call in tomorrow.
Yes, I'll call in.
No, I won't be doing it.
I'll push you in there. Go on, Gary boy, you go.
No way.
Tell you what, we can give Johnny Lovejet a little call out.
Yeah.
Can you put some internet? Can you put some internet in this house, please? It needs to go under the floorboard.
Exactly. Get down there. We'll have him.
All right, I'll carry on now and listen to with everybody else on the show. If we can have a little chat about these stories again, it'll be great.
Yeah. Okay, John. See you in a minute now.
Right. Bye, everyone.
Yeah, the woman sent me that, and she's really scared. It's taken her, I think, 3 or 4 weeks to send what she's got in, what we've had tonight, and I've talked to her a couple of times, but I don't know the person, I think I know where the house is, because there's not many houses in that area. I think there's 2 houses in the area where she is, and it's either one or the other. So I don't want to go down and knock the door, because it's a bit intrusive, innit? And I don't want that thing following me back here either. Whatever it is, the thing. Oh, I think it was a ghost story called The Thing, wasn't it? Or a monster years ago, black and white. I think it was a 1960s film, was it? The Thing. I can't remember much about it. I was pretty young at the time. Even then, I was young. I was young at some stage, just for you to know. The Thing. I'll have to have a look up later on. But when I add it, there's awful lot of swear words in there. So she sent me an email and it's just full of swear words, and some you can't say because some of the C word and all that, So John's edited all the swear words out because if there's younger people watching, you'd want them listening to them type of words, Yeah, some people don't believe, but go to Markham Castle in the middle of the night. Slightly late. Bend over, love. You'll have to rewatch the stories, the ghost stories, if you've missed them. They are scary. It's like you don't realise until you've experienced something yourself. I didn't believe in ghosts. I don't want to go over this thing all the time. I didn't believe in ghosts and there's no such thing as ghouls and all that, right? But when I was living alone in that mansion up in Surrey, whew, your head plays, did I hear that then? Or didn't I? Sort of, you question in yourself, your sanity. You're thinking, good God, But things were happening, and things are happening all the time. I used to hate it. All right, that's okay then. Yeah, it's supposed to be super haunted. Yeah, I think if you believe there is a God, you've got to believe there's an anti-God, not as an auntie and uncle, but an antichrist, if you want. And there's so many things that, like people say about UFOs and all this, things going across the sky and all that. Well, until you actually see one, you can't. I don't believe in them, but if I seen one, then it gives you a bit more belief in it. But with things that happen in the night and ghosts and all that, when I was up in Chirkley Court, up in Surrey, things were happening during the day as well. It wasn't just the night, I got a couple more stories to come, but I'm hesitant in saying them because I don't want him coming back, turning up in his TARDIS, on my landing. Come here, Gary, we hadn't finished business. Oh, no, I don't want that. Flipping hell. So, the two tonight, I think they are quite believable. Yeah, it's something, As Carrie said, if you believe in one, you've got to believe in the other. Because there's good and there's bad, innit? Oh, look out, here we go. Johnny. No, you can't have good without bad. And so many people have died horrible deaths. Been hung in Swansea prison. They used to hang people there. And I know people that went to Swansea prison. I know one person who went to Swansea prison, right? And they had all this stuff moving around in the middle of the night. And they were scared to death. And they were shouting for the warder. And the warder wouldn't go to the room, because it was known to be haunted. Because that room was right above where they used to hang people. They used to hang people in Swansea prison, see? Swansea ghoul or something they used to call it. But they got rid of the room and they chopped all the stuff up, got rid of it all. But Swansea prison's really haunted. People complain that they see things moving, hear voices and everything. A lot of them do hear voices because they got schizophrenia, Then other people hear voices because there's something in there. Yeah, but I think you probably have. Oh. Yeah, gold, innit? Also up, somewhere up Goitra, they used to hang people as well, years ago, and also in Pyle. Kevin Crebo up the top there used to be a tree there, the hanging tree. And they used to hang people there. I'd love to find out where that was, And I'd like to find the one in Goitra. And I don't know what century that would have been. But law was taken into their own hands, And people would if it was a little bit shady up, hang him or hang her. Stick him on the back of a horse and cart and move the cart off and they'd be hanging there. There's some terrible things have gone in the past, and justice. Terrible things. And it's still happening to this day in certain countries of the world. So you've got to look at the whole thing, haven't you? And there's loads of jails, haunted jails, been knocked down and things. Also, there's pits. Is it the cholera pits in Carmarthen? The bubonic plague type of thing, the Black Death, where they couldn't bury them in the churches because people were going to churches regular, visiting and putting flowers down. So the people who had the Black Death, they used to dig a big huge pit. I think Carmarthen, there's a triangle somewhere there. And by St Michael's Church, there's a track there. They used to bury people there, just outside the church walls. And that was the cholera pit, or something it's called. But it could be full of ghosts, isn't it? Sounds awful, isn't it? I blame there's no Wi-Fi up there, Sonny. They go up there, no Wi-Fi, oh I can't stick in no more. But that may be the place they used to hang him, innit? There might have been a tree there. There's loads of history, see, it's unwritten in there, there's no paperwork to follow up. We'd have to go and have a look, wouldn't they? You know? Have to have a look in the archives. Oh yeah, see? We need to have a look into the history, don't we? Find a good historian that knows about these things. And have a word with him. I know a couple of historians, but I'd like to see it written down, you know? There we are, see? There's your mother in there after playing all night on the PS4. No one, she had red eyes. Was it you, Sonny? Oh, been up all night. Oh. Oh. There are definitely more stories to come. It's just, if anybody's got any, send them to that email address by there. playthequiz@yahoo.co.uk, and I'll pass them on to John. And it's hard to get true ones, you know, because you're bound to have some people are making them up, but made up ones you can see they made up. You can't, they don't flow, you know. So I have got a book on ghost stories in Wales, and if we do struggle, we'll have to dig them out, you know. There we are, see. Ooh. Look forward to that. Think I better have a smack for that, just for the thoughts. Now then, everyone, the most exciting part of the week. In here, I have your raffle tickets. I'm going to pick a raffle ticket and see who's won this fabulous prize. Right? And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the rest of the tickets in there. And then, in a month's time, we'll have something a lot better for you. Look, 2 puzzles. Right. The winner is this one. I haven't cheated. Oh, bloody hell. Number 16, Shalom. Shalom, we've won the... Do that one. Right? Shalom has won the jigsaw puzzle. Well, it'll keep you interested anyway. So, congratulations to you. It's a 500 piece puzzle in Chinese and in black and white. And it's left-handed jigsaw puzzle, Shalom. Right? I don't know how you're going to get on with that. Are you left-handed? It's a left-handed jigsaw puzzle. So it's number 16. I picked that out fairly. Shalom. Right? And the rest of them stay in there. And every night, as tonight, we'll put more in there. So everybody else can have a better go at it again. So let's have a look now. Whose numbers are what here? Right, Carrie, number 56. Number 56. Fold it up. Put it in. Sonny is 57. And Lovejet is 58. And John Morgan is 59. Margaret Dunley is 60. Get the rest of them out. 61 is Shalom again. And Keisha is 62. Dean is 63. I haven't got a 74 yet. And we'll put Fee in because she was here earlier, but she's got she's on tablets, so she's 64. Let's fold it the other way. There's one left. Anybody else here? Dean, Shalom, Carrie, Lovejet. No, that's them all. That's all of you. Next week's lovely, fantastic prize is going to be so much to choose from here. Some good, some not so good. Next week's prize is going to be a bog seat. It's a bog standard bog seat. It's not bog standard actually, it's soft foam, right? So when you sit down it's lovely and soft, right? So that's next week's prize, right? Next Friday. Shalom, I shall talk to you later on how I can deliver it to you. Argos vouchers. You can't have Argos vouchers in this show. I'm not bringing the tone of the show down. So anybody got any other ghost stories, please send them into the email address on the bottom so I can pass them on to John. Argos vouchers. It does. I tell you what, I haven't got one yet, mind. I got the old plasticky ones, you know. But I bought them ages ago. Not for this house, for another job. The job I was doing. I had loads of them. But they are good quality. I think they come with the fittings as well. Yeah, the fittings are included. Fits all standard fixtures. Quick and easy to install. Vinyl material. Durable plastic. Piss proof. There we are. So there we are. We have got other gifts as well coming up. Don't know what they're going to be, but I got loads of stuff here. All brand new. There's a little painting set downstairs. All brand new stuff. And they'll all be coming here to the show. For you all to try and win. So the ghost stories tonight, what do you all think of them? They're scary, weren't they? It says on there. Look. It says on there. Might not exactly say that word then, but you know what I mean, don't you? They are, man. Yeah. So what we're going to try and do, I don't feel people to do it this year, it's a bit late. But next year we're going to try and get authorization to stay in Markham Castle for a night. You know, for, I don't know if it costs money or whatever. I'll find out the facts. And then we'll go to Markham Castle, as many of us as we can. We'll stay a night in Markham Castle and we'll all watch The Exorcist. So Dean would love that. Well, yeah, you'll have to be in the summertime because in the winter it'd be freezing in there. So we can all find a room downstairs, the most haunted one, or perhaps upstairs. Put you down. Why you on? Can't just put you down, love. You haven't done anything to deserve that, right? I think a lot of people enjoy it when they, you know, just for the sheer scare. I can imagine the men will be more than the women. We'll have to carry John up to the top stairs, and he can go in the scary room. John and Dean, come on, get in there. And Lovejet. Oh, I'm not afraid to get in there. Not afraid of ghosts. Get in there. Beaverbrook, he's ready for you. Yeah, he's in there. Get him, quick. We've called Beaverbrook. I'm not doing the Ouija board though, you can do all that. I've had enough scaring. Flippin' heck. Whew. See my ex-girlfriend in the morning, that's enough of a scare. Blinking heck. So yeah, we'll all do that. Now tomorrow, I wasn't going to do a morning show or anything. It'll just be an evening show. But it's possibly going to be from Glynneath. Right? I won't be able to, I don't know if I'll be able to do the whipping and all that. Because I'll be up at the Glynneath place. There's Wi-Fi up there. I'm going to try and do it on the mobile. If I can't get the PC to work, I'm going to try and do it on the mobile. So... What? You've got to get in there. In that Markham Castle, Lovejet. In the scary room by yourself. Right? We can tie your hands up and your feet up and we're going to put you in there. For the ghost to have his wicked way with you. We'll see. Thing is, a lot of people, they all say I'm not scared of ghosts, right? But if you put them somewhere that's haunted, or known to be haunted, they soon go the other way, you know? There we are. Oh, isn't it? It's fun. Oh, isn't it? It's fun for that. Kids screaming, shouting. Flipping heck. Oh, look out. He wants us to ask now, what is the book? He's leading on to that, right? It's the new joke book he got from 1975. Yeah, grow up, love jet. Get down there. Bring your meter, see if it works. I think we probably need about 20 people, I would have thought. I don't know how much it costs. It's bound to cost something. I don't know. But we'll have to find out. Oh yeah. Flipping heck. But she's quite young. She's 66. It's quite young, isn't it? Be fair, like. The way Siobhan says, oh, she's this, she's old. 66 isn't old, is it? You know? She's quite pretty as well. Come on, let's have it. What book did you get? Come on, Love Jet. Let's have the title. Come on. He's thinking about it now. He's thinking about some book. It's not coming, is it? Simon Lee. Yeah. Yeah. Good night, Margaret. Hope you enjoyed the stories tonight. Oh yes, very unhappy. Oh. Right, I gotta check. See if the dog is barking its head off. Oh, sounds quiet. Yeah, dog's gone to sleep. My daughter's mother, she got CCTV that I can log into from my phone. So I can log in and see, make sure the dog's not barking, you know. So, but I gotta go up there now. Simone. Yeah, somebody was laughing, I don't know. Yes. It's brilliant. Works on, I don't know what it works on. I installed some CCTV for a woman up the road, you know. And she got the same system, but I can't log into hers, obviously. But I can log into the other one. And they're infrared, plus they got microphones on them. So I can see if the dog is barking just by logging in. It looks okay. I'll show you it now closer up. If you want to get some, you can... See, it's quite good, isn't it? It's infrared in the night and full colour 1080p in the day. It's really good. Yeah, and they're cheap. They're off Amazon, these ones were, I think. And it all links up by the Wi-Fi, but it does drain your broadband. Your broadband goes right down when you connect all the cameras up. So it's something to think about. It's good. It's like that doorbell, only that doorbell's 200 quid, Dean. These, all of them didn't come to 200 quid. I think they're £49 each on Amazon. Then you download the app off the internet for nothing, connect up your phone, and then you can download I think you can upload the video then to some hard drive, the cloud, innit? You pay a certain amount of money, you can upload all the video. If it senses something, it starts recording and uploads straight to the cloud. So it doesn't go on your phone. But then you can go on your phone then and download all the things that's happened. I'll show you now. Anytime somebody walks in front of the camera picks out various times in the day. See? It's various times in the day that it's had alerts. Just when somebody's passed the house, probably. Like 49 quid. I got some to come here, but the ones I got are a little bit more complicated. The ones I got to come here, there's one on each corner of the house, and they're called speed domes. They spin 360 degrees, and they record with a hard drive then. That'll be in this room, in the corner there with a monitor. But I'll be able to watch the front and the sides of the house, and they're infrared as well. But I've got to get triangle brackets or make some for the corners, you know. See, you won't get this technology on any other show. Yeah, the Ring doorbell, 200 quid, plus it's got a fisheye lens, and it only captures so much, doesn't it? You know. So it is good. But Ring have also got now another one that works off solar, which is quite good as well. So you never, because the thing with these CCTVs, you've got to run a cable to them for the Wi-Fi. Not the, well, if you're running off the LAN, you know, the network. So you need a network cable going there, plus a power one. So there's two cables. Whereas you can get new Ring ones now that work off solar power. And the Wi-Fi. So that's pretty good. So everybody, I've got to go up to Glynneath now. So thank you very much for coming along to the show. If you've got any stories, or if you know anybody that's got something, let us know, or let John know. Shall I send a photo? Shalom wants to send me a photo of your mum. I've seen your mum. She's got curly ginger hair, hasn't she? Yeah, I know Simone Lee. Yeah, I did get it. It's crap. Johnny, I'll laugh at jokes tomorrow. Oh, send some good ones in. No. Why would I want to? I don't want to see things flying around here. Oh, I'd pants myself. What was that noise? My stomach. It was a backward trumpet. Yeah, we will try and... But if I do crash and kill myself, I'll be back to haunt you. Especially Lovejet. I'll be in his van. But I'm going to try and do a show tomorrow off this, right? But God knows what it'll end up like. Right? I don't know if I'll be able to do it or whatever. I might do a test run in the morning, right? For like half hour. So I may come on about perhaps 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. But if you subscribe, there'll be a notification that'll pop up, you know. Any problems, let us know. Hey, Shalom. Shalom to the rescue. She wants to get out of the flat or the house she's living in. And I'll leave the instructions, John, right? It's not quite switch on. There's a little bit more to it, but easy to follow, you know. I think John could do this show, really. And the TARDIS appearing, you've got to do one of them as well. It only took me 3 hours, but you've got to do it, John, right? Me and John are going down Markham Castle soon to do a video. You don't know it yet. We're not going to have authorization. We're going to nip over the wall, the dead of night. Right? We're going to do a video there of a ghost story. Then I'm going to run away and leave John there. See you, John, I'm going now. Scary, innit? Prince of Wales as well. I've written a letter to him down there. Apparently there's a little room around the back of the Prince of Wales. It's heavily haunted, John. So we may be doing a video there as well. Oh, enjoying it. Right, everybody. Thank you for coming along. And I hope that woman sends some more stuff. That thing, scary. I wouldn't like to go through what she's going through. But it might help her, you know, if she gets it out there a bit. So everybody keep safe now tonight, right? Shalom, I'll be in touch, right? Whether you want to give me your parents' address or tell me where, tell me where to meet me for 10 minutes, right? And shave your bloody beard if you come in, right? Have a good night, everybody. See you later on. Bye-bye.